Welcome, amazing friend. I'm really glad you're here because today we're going to talk about something that can completely transform your life. You see, we often think change needs months, years, or luck, but the truth is, it only takes 1 hour. Yes, just 1 hour a day can change how you speak, how you think, and even how you see yourself. 1 hour of focused learning can build your English skills, boost your confidence, and open doors you never thought possible. It's the hour that separates wishing from becoming. It's not magic, it's consistency, discipline, and belief in yourself. So if you're ready to grow, to stop saying one day and start saying day one, then stay with me. Because in this video, we'll explore exactly how 1 powerful hour can help you learn English, build real confidence, and slowly change everything around you. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to English Empire, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a lesson that moves you forward. All right, my friend, take a deep breath, clear your mind, and get ready, because your transformation starts right now. Let's start the journey. We all have 24 hours in a day. Everyone, students, workers, parents, dreamers, the successful and the struggling, gets the same amount of time. But what truly separates one person from another is not how many hours they have, but how they use one of them. 1 single hour spent with intention can change everything: your language, your mindset, your future. This is the story of that 1 hour, how it can transform your ability to speak English, rebuild your confidence, and slowly reshape your life. 1. The hidden potential of a single hour. When people think about learning English, they imagine years of grammar books, endless vocabulary lists, and difficult pronunciation drills. They feel overwhelmed before they even begin. But here's the truth. You don't need to study for 10 hours a day. You only need 1 focused hour every day to start changing your life. That 1 hour is powerful because it's consistent. Most people underestimate what small, daily effort can do. They think success requires huge actions, but in reality, it's built on tiny, repeated steps. 1 hour may feel small today, but multiplied by 365 days, it becomes 365 hours of focused growth. That's the difference between someone who wishes they could speak English and someone who actually can. Imagine you spend 1 hour every day listening, speaking, reading, and writing in English. Within a few weeks, your ears start catching new sounds. After a few months, your tongue starts shaping new words easily. Within a year, you're not just speaking, you're thinking in English. 1 hour isn't just time. It's a tool, a seed, a spark that can grow into something massive. 2. The myth of no time. Everyone says the same thing: I'm too busy. It's the most common excuse in the world. But let's be honest, we all waste time on things that don't help us. Scrolling through social media, watching random videos, or complaining about not having time. If we took just 1 of those wasted hours and redirected it towards learning, our entire story could change. When you tell yourself you have no time, what you really mean is that your priorities are somewhere else. The truth is, we always make time for what matters most. If English truly mattered to you, you'd find that 1 hour. You could wake up an hour earlier, stay up an hour later, or study during lunch. Successful learners don't have more time. They just make better use of the time they have. Let's look at it this way. If you spend 1 hour watching English videos instead of random ones, your listening skills grow. If you spend 1 hour reading English stories instead of endless social media posts, your vocabulary grows. If you spend 1 hour speaking aloud, recording yourself, shadowing dialogues, or having a conversation, your confidence grows. That's how the magic happens. It's not about finding time. It's about reclaiming it. 3. The hour that builds confidence. Confidence doesn't come from knowing every grammar rule. It comes from using what you know. Many learners understand English in their heads, but freeze when it's time to speak. They fear making mistakes, being judged, or sounding wrong. But that fear disappears only through action, through that 1 hour of consistent practice. Think of it this way. Confidence is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. But if you train it daily, even with small actions, it grows stronger. The first time you speak English, you might stutter. The 10th time, you hesitate less. The 100th time, you flow naturally. That's the power of repetition inside your 1 hour habit. During your 1 hour session, focus not just on studying, but on communicating. Don't just memorize vocabulary, use it. Don't just read, speak what you read. Don't just listen, imitate. When you actively use English, your brain starts rewiring itself. The language stops feeling foreign. It becomes part of your identity. Remember this, your goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Every time you speak, even with mistakes, you're training your mind to be brave. Every time you listen to something challenging, you're expanding your comfort zone. Confidence isn't built by knowing more, it's built by doing more. 4. Building a ritual around the hour. Let's be honest, discipline is hard. You might start strong for 3 days and then lose motivation. That's normal. The key is not motivation, it's ritual. A ritual is something you do automatically, like brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to do it. It's simply part of your day. To make your 1 hour English session stick, turn it into a ritual. Choose a fixed time and place. Maybe it's early morning when your mind is fresh. Maybe it's evening after work with a cup of tea. Set a clear boundary. This hour belongs to you and your growth. Break your hour into 4 parts. 15 minutes listening, podcasts, YouTube channels, or audiobooks. 15 minutes reading, articles, short stories, dialogues. 15 minutes speaking, talking to yourself, recording, shadowing. 15 minutes writing, journaling, summarizing what you learned. This balance gives your brain full exposure to the language. You hear it, see it, speak it, and create it. Over time, your English becomes not just something you study, but something you live. Keep a notebook or digital journal of your progress. Write down new words, phrases, or lessons you liked. Track your improvement weekly. When you see progress on paper, your brain gets motivated to keep going. Momentum feeds discipline. 5. The science behind the hour. Why does 1 hour make such a difference? Because your brain thrives on focused attention. In modern life, our attention is constantly broken. Notifications, messages, distractions. But when you give your brain 1 hour of deep focus, something powerful happens. You enter the flow state. In flow, time disappears. You absorb, connect, and create effortlessly. This state strengthens neural pathways and helps you retain new information longer. That's why 1 deeply focused hour can be more effective than 3 distracted ones. Language learning also benefits from spaced repetition, reviewing things regularly so they stick in long-term memory. That's what your daily hour naturally provides. Small, spaced doses of exposure. Your brain starts predicting patterns, linking sounds to meanings, and forming habits automatically. Finally, consistency rewires your identity. When you show up every day, you begin to see yourself not as someone trying to learn English, but as someone who does learn English. That shift in self-image is everything. The moment you identify as an English speaker, your brain supports that belief with action. 6. 1 hour, infinite possibilities. Think about what happens after 1 month of daily 1-hour sessions. You've spent 30 hours immersed in English. That's like spending an entire weekend in an English-speaking environment. After 6 months, it's 180 hours, nearly a full university course. After a year, 365 hours, equivalent to hundreds of conversations, dozens of movies, and thousands of new words. But it's not just about language. That 1 hour begins to spill over into other parts of your life. You become more focused at work. You think more clearly. You start believing in your ability to grow. Learning English becomes the training ground for learning anything. You realize that if 1 hour can change your English, it can also change your fitness, career, or confidence. This is how transformation works. It starts small and invisible. Day 1 feels ordinary. Day 10 feels uncertain. Day 30 feels encouraging. Then, one day, someone says, "Your English has improved so much," and you realize the hour you almost gave up on is the one that changed everything. 7. Replacing fear with curiosity. Many learners stop learning because of fear. Fear of being wrong, fear of being judged, fear of looking foolish. But what if you replaced that fear with curiosity? Instead of thinking, "What if I make a mistake?" ask, "What can I learn from this mistake?" Instead of saying, "My accent is bad," ask, "How can I make it clearer?" Curiosity transforms fear into fuel. Your 1 hour practice is your safe space to explore. There are no judges, no pressure, no competition, just you and your growth. Speak freely. Experiment with new expressions. Imitate your favorite actors. Laugh at your pronunciation mistakes. Every time you let go of fear, you make room for confidence. One of the most powerful mindsets in learning is the beginner's mind, approaching every task with openness, as if seeing it for the first time. When you do this, every sentence becomes a discovery, every new word a small victory. English stops being a subject. It becomes an adventure. 8. The confidence loop. Confidence and learning form a cycle. When you practice, you get better. When you get better, you feel more confident. When you feel more confident, you practice more. It's a positive feedback loop, but it can also work in reverse if you let fear dominate. If you avoid speaking, you don't improve. Without improvement, your confidence drops even further. Your daily hour keeps you inside the positive loop. Every small win, pronouncing a difficult word, finishing a paragraph, or holding a short conversation, feeds your confidence. The secret is to notice your wins. Don't focus only on what's missing, focus on how far you've come. Keep a simple ritual. At the end of each session, write one line starting with, "Today I learned," or "Today I did well at." These small reflections anchor your progress. Over time, they become evidence of how much you have grown. 9. The voice inside your head. There's always a voice that whispers, "You're not good enough." It tells you your accent is bad, your grammar is wrong, and others are better. But here's something to remember. That voice is not your truth. It's just fear disguised as logic. The more you feed it, the stronger it becomes. The more you act despite it, the weaker it gets. Your 1 hour routine is not just about English. It's about training your inner voice. Every time you choose to study instead of doubt yourself, you're telling that voice, "I'm in control." Every time you speak, even when you're nervous, you're saying, "I'm brave enough to try." Confidence is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to act while fear is still there. The more you practice, the quieter that negative voice becomes. Eventually, it transforms into encouragement. "You can do this. You've done it before." That's how learning English becomes a journey of self-mastery. 10. The mind-body connection in learning. You might think language learning is all mental, but your body plays a huge role. Posture, breathing, and voice control affect how confidently you speak. That's why your 1 hour practice should include physical awareness. Before you start, take a deep breath. Sit upright. Smile. These small actions signal to your brain that you're ready to learn. When you read aloud, use gestures. When you shadow a dialogue, mimic tone and emotion. Treat speaking practice like performing. The more you involve your body, the faster your brain learns. Your voice is a reflection of your confidence. Record yourself often, not to judge, but to observe progress. Listen to how your tone changes over weeks. You'll notice your voice becoming clearer, stronger, more natural. That's the sound of growth. 11. Turning English into a lifestyle. If your goal is fluency, English must move beyond textbooks. It must become part of your lifestyle. That means surrounding yourself with it naturally, even outside your 1-hour session. Watch movies without subtitles. Listen to music mindfully. Change your phone's language to English, and talk to yourself while cooking or driving. But remember, your 1-hour block remains the core. That's your sacred time for structured practice. Everything else you do outside it adds flavor and exposure. Together, they create an environment where English lives around you. This combination, structured focus plus daily exposure, creates unstoppable progress. You're no longer someone who studies English. You're someone who lives in English. That mindset shift is the real secret. 12. The English identity shift. At first, you might feel like an outsider in the English world. The sounds feel foreign, the rhythm unnatural. But something changes over time. After weeks of consistent 1-hour sessions, you start recognizing phrases, understanding jokes, even dreaming in English. You stop translating in your head. You start thinking directly in the language. That's the identity shift. You're no longer just a learner, you're a speaker. You begin to express your real personality in English, your humor, opinions, emotions. You're no longer hiding behind hesitation. You show up as yourself. And that's when confidence becomes natural. Not because you're perfect, but because you're authentic. You stop fearing mistakes because you realize language is not about correctness, it's about connection. When you express yourself honestly, people listen, even if your grammar isn't flawless. 13. The ripple effect of confidence. Once you build confidence in English, it doesn't stop there. You start seeing yourself differently. You walk taller. You speak up more at work. You take on challenges you once avoided. You start believing, if I can learn English, I can learn anything. That belief is powerful. Confidence in one area creates momentum in others. It teaches you discipline, patience, and courage, the same ingredients needed to succeed anywhere. Many learners begin with a goal to speak English fluently, but they end up gaining something far bigger: self-belief. Your 1 hour each day is not just about grammar. It's about becoming someone who doesn't give up. It's about teaching yourself that small actions done consistently can move mountains. 14. The difference between dreamers and doers. Everyone dreams of speaking English fluently, but only a few actually achieve it. The difference isn't intelligence or talent, it's habit. Dreamers talk about what they'll do one day. Doers pick 1 hour and start today. There's a quote that says, "One day or day one, you decide." Every time you use your 1 hour wisely, you choose day one. Every day you repeat it, you're building a version of yourself that others will admire. You don't need to shout about it. Your progress will speak for itself. 15. The hour that becomes a lifetime habit. The beautiful thing about this 1-hour habit is that it never stops giving. Once your English grows, new opportunities open. You meet new people, travel, read global news, study abroad, or get better jobs. Each of those experiences reinforces your practice. Learning English stops being a task. It becomes a lifelong companion. When you look back, you won't remember every lesson you studied. You'll remember the moments you pushed through when you didn't feel like studying. You'll remember the first time you understood a movie without subtitles, or when someone complimented your pronunciation. Those are the milestones that make every minute worth it. By now, you understand that one focused hour can truly change your life. But the next question is, how do you use that hour in the best possible way? Because the truth is, not all hours are equal. Some people spend an hour studying without focus, while others make the same hour feel like an explosion of progress. The difference lies in structure, mindset, and emotional energy. In this part, we'll explore how to make your 1 hour more powerful than most people's entire day. How to train your mind, use smart techniques, and turn your daily routine into a system of unstoppable improvement. 16. The rule of energy, not time. The first thing to understand is that what matters most is energy, not just time. If you sit down tired, distracted, or bored, that hour won't give you much. But if you enter it with clear focus and intention, it becomes 10 times more productive. That's why you should schedule your 1-hour session when your energy is naturally high. For many people, it's early morning. For others, it's late evening when everything is quiet. Find your peak focus zone, the time when your mind feels sharp and free from distractions. Before starting, clear your space. Turn off notifications. Prepare your materials, earphones, notebook, dictionary, or app. Then take one deep breath and remind yourself, this hour is mine. No one can take it. Treat it like a meeting with your future self, the fluent, confident version of you that you're becoming. 17. The 4-phase system, 15 minutes each. Here's a simple but effective structure for your hour. It keeps your brain active and balanced while touching all the key language skills. Phase 1. Listening, 15 minutes. Listen with full attention. Don't multitask. Choose material slightly above your current level, just enough to challenge you, but not so hard that you get lost. Options include English podcasts for learners, like BBC Learning English, Voice of America, or All Ears English. YouTube channels with subtitles. Movie or series scenes. TED Talks. Slow them down to 0.75x if needed. While listening, Focus on understanding the message, not on catching every word. Write down new phrases, then replay them aloud to imitate pronunciation and rhythm. Remember, listening is not passive. It's training your ears to think in English. Phase 2. Reading. 15 minutes. Now, switch to something you can read. An article, short story, or a few pages from a graded reader. Underline new vocabulary. Highlight interesting expressions and read aloud occasionally to improve rhythm and pronunciation. Then ask yourself, what's the main idea of this text? Which words or expressions could I use in my daily life? How would I summarize it in 1 or 2 sentences? This habit makes your reading active, not mechanical. The goal is comprehension, not speed. Phase 3. Speaking. 15 minutes. This is where transformation happens. The key to confidence is speaking daily, even if you're alone. You can shadow native speakers, repeat immediately after them, record yourself describing your day, pretend to teach what you learned, or talk to an AI partner, or join a language exchange. You don't need a partner to speak. You need courage to open your mouth. At first, it feels awkward, but with time, your voice becomes stronger, and your sentences start forming naturally. Use your body. Stand up, use gestures, smile. It helps your brain connect emotion with words, making learning deeper and more memorable. Phase 4. Writing. 15 minutes. Write freely about what you learned. Summarize your listening or reading. Write your thoughts, opinions, or short stories. Example: today I listened to a podcast about happiness. It said that small habits can change your mood. I agree, because when I study English daily, I feel proud. Don't worry about grammar at first. Just express yourself. Later, review and correct your own writing with tools or feedback. Writing consolidates everything: grammar, vocabulary, and thinking. It's where your ideas become visible. 18. Turning mistakes into mirrors. Most learners are afraid of mistakes. They think errors make them look foolish. But mistakes are not failures. They're feedback. They show where your mind is learning. Every time you speak or write, you'll notice something that doesn't sound right. Don't run from it. Capture it. Write it down. Ask yourself, why did this mistake happen? What's the correct form? How can I use it correctly next time? This reflection turns every mistake into a mirror. You see your weak spots clearly, and that awareness makes you stronger. Remember this line. Mistakes are not proof of weakness. They're proof of effort. The people who learn fastest are not the ones who make fewer mistakes, but those who analyze them better. 19. The 3x3 confidence strategy. When you feel nervous speaking English, use the 3x3 method. Step 1. Prepare 3 safe topics you can always talk about. For example, your job, hobbies, or travel experiences. Step 2. For each topic, prepare 3 go-to sentences that you can use easily. Step 3. Practice them daily until they sound natural. Example. Topic. My job. 1. I work in the oil and gas field, and I really enjoy solving technical problems. 2. Sometimes the job is challenging, but I learn something new every day. 3. Our team focuses on safety and innovation. Now you can start any conversation confidently because you already have familiar words ready in your mind. Once your brain feels safe, new words will come more easily. Confidence doesn't come from speaking perfectly. It comes from knowing you can start even with simple words. 20. The shadowing technique. One of the most effective speaking tools is shadowing, repeating what you hear in real time. Here's how to do it. 1. Choose a short audio or video clip, 1 to 2 minutes. 2. Play it sentence by sentence. 3. Repeat immediately after the speaker, matching tone, speed, and emotion. 4. Record yourself. Compare your pronunciation and rhythm. 5. Repeat the same clip daily until you sound more natural. This technique improves pronunciation, intonation, and listening simultaneously. You start feeling the music of English, the stress, rhythm, and emotion hidden in the words. It's one of the fastest ways to sound fluent without memorizing grammar rules. 21. The Confidence Journal. Every successful learner keeps a record of growth, not to show others, but to remind themselves how far they've come. Keep a small notebook or digital file called My Confidence Journal. After each 1-hour session, write 3 things. 1. What I learned today. 2. What I did well. 3. What I'll improve tomorrow. Example. I learned how to use the word although. I spoke for 5 minutes without stopping. Tomorrow, I'll practice listening to a new podcast. When you look back after a month, you'll see a visible timeline of your progress. It's not just language improvement, it's proof of discipline. That notebook becomes your story of growth. 22. The small wins mindset. Big goals often destroy motivation because they feel too far away, but small wins keep you going. A win could be understanding a movie scene without subtitles, ordering food in English, remembering a phrase you learned last week, or finishing a book page without translation. Celebrate these. Write them down. Smile about them. Your brain loves success. When you celebrate progress, you release dopamine, which motivates you to continue. This is how you make learning enjoyable, not exhausting. You stop chasing perfection and start appreciating progress. 23. Breaking the plateau. Every learner eventually hits a plateau, a period when progress feels slow. This is where most people quit. But the plateau isn't failure. It's a sign that your brain is reorganizing information before the next leap. To break through, 1. Change your materials. If you've been watching the same type of videos, switch topics. 2. Increase difficulty slightly. Move from learner to real interviews. 3. Add variety. Join a conversation club, try journaling, or teach someone what you've learned. Teaching, especially, is powerful. When you explain a topic, you understand it twice as well. You become both the student and the teacher of your own growth. 24. The power of environment. Your environment either pushes you forward or holds you back. If you're surrounded by people who never speak English or who mock your effort, your motivation drops. But if you build an English-friendly space, progress accelerates. How to do it? Follow English-speaking creators on social media. Label objects at home in English. Join online English communities. Change your phone language. Talk to yourself in English while doing daily tasks. You don't need to move to another country. You just need to bring English into your world. When your environment speaks English, you naturally start thinking in it. 25. The emotional side of learning. Language isn't only logic, it's emotion. You learn faster when you feel something while studying. So don't just memorize, connect emotionally. If you're reading a story, feel the character's emotions. If you're listening to a talk, imagine yourself giving that speech. If you're speaking, speak about something real, your dreams, struggles, ideas. The more emotion you bring, the deeper your learning sticks. Emotion turns memory into experience. That's why songs stay in our minds longer than lists of words. 26. Visualization. See it before you become it. Before each session, close your eyes for 1 minute. Imagine yourself speaking fluent English confidently in front of others. Picture the smile, the relaxed posture, the energy. Feel the pride. Then open your eyes and begin your practice. Visualization is not fantasy, it's mental training. It programs your subconscious mind to believe you're capable, and your brain always works to make your beliefs real. Every great athlete, leader, or speaker uses visualization before performance. Why not you? 27. The 5x5 vocabulary system. Memorizing words is painful when you do it the wrong way. Instead of forcing yourself to memorize endless lists, use the 5x5 method. Choose 5 new words or phrases each day. Write each one in 5 example sentences. For example, word, improve. 1. I want to improve my English every day. 2. Small habits can improve your confidence. 3. Feedback helps us improve faster. 4. He improved his pronunciation with daily practice. 5. It's never too late to improve yourself. In one short exercise, you've learned the meaning, grammar, and natural usage of the word. By the end of the year, you'll have mastered over 1,800 real phrases, not just words, but tools for real conversations. 28. The One English Zone Challenge. Dedicate one part of your day or environment to be 100% English only. It could be 1 hour of the day during your walk or coffee break, one corner of your room where you keep English books or notes, one friend with whom you speak only English. This small rule tricks your brain into switching languages naturally. It's not about forcing, it's about creating context. When English lives in your space, it starts living in your thoughts. 29. The teach to learn principle. There's an old saying, if you want to master something, teach it. After every session, try to teach what you learned, even to an imaginary student. Explain the topic aloud, as if you're giving a mini lesson. This activates a higher level of understanding. Your brain must organize, simplify, and express ideas clearly, which means you truly learn them. This method is why teachers often become fluent quickly, because they constantly explain, repeat, and reflect. You can use that same advantage. 30. Building momentum through consistency. The hardest part is not starting, it's continuing. Some days you'll feel excited, others you'll feel tired. That's why momentum matters more than motivation. To build momentum, never skip 2 days in a row. Use a calendar or app to mark each day you study. Reward yourself after a week or month of consistency. Momentum is like rolling a snowball. At first, it's small and hard to push, but as it rolls, it grows larger, heavier, and unstoppable. After a few weeks, your 1-hour habit becomes natural. You no longer ask, "Should I study?" You simply do it, because it's who you are now. 31. Handling bad days gracefully. There will be days when you're tired, busy, or distracted. Don't let them destroy your rhythm. Instead of skipping your study completely, adjust. If you can't do a full hour, do 20 minutes. Listen to English while walking. Read one short paragraph. Write one sentence in your journal. Doing something small keeps the chain alive. Remember, success is not perfection, it's persistence. The only real failure is quitting. 32. The silent transformation. At first, you won't notice big results, but slowly, invisible changes appear. You start understanding more words. Sentences flow more naturally. Your thoughts form faster in English. Then, one day, you surprise yourself. You reply to someone in English without thinking. You laugh at a joke in a movie. You explain your opinion clearly in class or at work. That's when you realize something powerful. Your 1 hour wasn't small at all. It was a seed that grew quietly every day until one morning you woke up fluent. Progress is silent but unstoppable. 33. Confidence beyond English. The confidence you build in your 1-hour English practice will spill into every part of your life. You'll speak up more in meetings. You'll take new opportunities. You'll stop doubting yourself so much. Why? Because you've proven to yourself that discipline works. You've learned that small, consistent effort beats talent and luck. That belief becomes your secret weapon in everything you do: career, health, relationships, or creativity. 34. The circle of growth. Here's how transformation happens. 1. You decide to start, the hardest step. 2. You practice daily, even when it's hard. 3. You believe small progress matters. 4. You gain confidence from results. 5. You expand your goals beyond English. That's the circle of growth. Once you complete one round, you never return to your old mindset. You become the kind of person who acts, not just dreams. 35. The hour that becomes your legacy. Think about where you'll be 1 year from now if you commit to this single hour. Your English will sound different. Your confidence will feel different. Your life will look different. But more than that, you'll have proven something to yourself, that one person with 1 hour a day can truly rewrite their story. Maybe someday someone will ask, "How did you become so fluent?" And you'll smile and say, "I gave myself 1 hour every day, and it changed everything." And that's your reminder, my amazing friend. One focused hour a day can truly change your life. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start small, start today, and let that 1 hour build your confidence, your fluency, and your future. If this message inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to English Empire, your home for growth, language, and motivation. Keep learning, keep believing, and as always, see you in the next journey.